Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Patrice, and in this video we will be discussing things I've read. And yes, I am in the same outfit again, so you can tell I was doing some batch recording, huh? This video we're going to start off with two books I did not finish. And they were in my library haul, and I don't know, I just didn't feel like reading. Well, one of them I just didn't finish, and the other one I am going to go back and get it. So let me start with the one that I really did not finish, and that was The Golden Age Whodunits by Otto Penzler, and he's actually the editor. It's actually like a group of short stories that are mystery thrillers. And I did get through a few of the stories, but I didn't finish the whole book. So it was like halfway done. And I may pick it up again, I may not, but I will read you the summary. Anthologist Otto Penzler collects some of the finest American whodunits of the era. F. Scott Fitzgerald, Ellery Queen, and Mary. Oh my. Okay, let me start over. Anthologist Otto Penzler collects some of the first American whodunits of the era. F. Scott Fitzgerald, Ellery Queen, and Mary Roberts Reinhardt are all included. The result is a cross-section of the whodunit tale in the years that made it a staple in mystery fiction. So I can tell you I did like the stories that I was reading. Again, I just couldn't get to it. There were other things that, held my attention more than this one. The next book that I did not finish is called 1,000 Ships by Natalie Haynes. And this is a mythology historical fiction. And I do want to pick this one back up just because it was starting to get good, and then I had to return it. So I took it back to the library, and I was expecting the librarian to put it back on the cart for you to check out, and she did not put it back up there. And I'm like, I wanted that, but I was scared to ask her for it because I already had it for like 2 holds. So I'm like, well, maybe someone else asked for it, and that's why she didn't put it back out there. But I am going to go back and get it. The overview. Troy has fallen. From the Trojan women whose fates now lie in the hands of the Greeks, to the Amazon princess who fought Achilles on their behalf, to Penelope awaiting the return of Odysseus, to the 3 goddesses whose feud started it all. These are the stories of the women whose lives, loves, and rivalries were forever altered by this long and tragic war. 1,000 Ships puts the women, girls, and goddesses at the center of the Western world's greatest tale ever told. So like I said, I was enjoying it. Like, it was starting to get good. It's told from multiple points of view, and I love mythology, so I definitely want to finish it. I'm definitely going to have to go back and get that. Now, for the 2 books that I actually did finish. The first one is The Townsend Family Recipe for Disaster by Shauna Robinson, and this is a contemporary fiction. So this is like a book full of drama, and I'm not going to say that I loved it. Like, it was okay. But I haven't read any books full of drama. Like, the last thing that I finished, and I know you guys are sick of hearing about Reverend Curtis Black, but that was one of the last series I finished with family drama and just a lot of mess. And I really like that series, so I'm always comparing other stories like that with that series. I think a Terry McMillan was one of the ones, and it wasn't A Day Late, a Dollar Short. It was the other one with Marilyn, and I believe her husband died. Like, she owned a beauty supply store and her husband died suddenly, and then she had to figure out life. I think she had like one of her grandchildren living with her, that kind of thing. That was the last like Terry McMillan book that I read, and that was with drama. Usually, I'm all about the mystery, so this year I said, let me start off with some drama. So let me read you this overview. May Townsend has always dreamed of connecting with her estranged Black family in the South. As May's wedding draws closer, suddenly not knowing the Townsends hits her like a blow. When news arrives that her paternal grandmother has passed, she decides it's time to head south. What she finds is a family in turmoil, a long-standing grudge intact, a lost mac and cheese recipe, and a family barbecue on the brink of disaster. So there was a lot that I liked about the story and a lot that annoyed me. And at first, this book, I believe like a few YouTubers, booktubers that I watch recommended this. I think Desmond Z talked about this book, and I think Lex reads, or maybe it was Turning Pages with Dom, but a lot of people recommended this book. And at first I was thinking about saying, like, what did y'all do to me? Because I hate it. I didn't like it. But it started to grow on me like near the end. But it was still like an okay book. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, I loved it. Some of it annoyed me. So let me go over what I like. So I like the Townsend family, like those characters, like the Black family. I like them. They reminded me of my own family. So I like that. Again, discussion questions. She had some in the back of the book. I enjoyed that. It gives, like, the story gives like a very accurate picture of microaggressions that Black people face like in their everyday lives, like especially if you're going to be marrying into a white family. Like, I think like it gives like an accurate picture of some of the things you would probably experience, and just in general, like how we have to go through the world and just deal with people's ignorance. The things I didn't like. So this story, we talked about mac and cheese for like the whole book, and there was no mac and cheese recipe. Like, where's the recipe? I need the recipe. Like, everybody's talking about how good this mac and cheese is. I need to eat it. So yeah, I missed the recipe. I would have liked it. And I think we get too much of May's point of view. Like, May to me was like very immature, and it's like, girl, like, why are you doing this? Like, half this stuff that you're worried about, like, you wouldn't have to be worried about if you would just open your mouth and communicate like an adult person. But like, I can kind of get where she's coming from. And then I also felt bad for her because I felt like the Black side of her family was taking what happened between her mom and dad out on her, and I didn't think that was fair. I would have liked, I don't know, maybe not multiple point of view. Well, maybe I think I would have liked multiple points of view, because I wanted to hear like what her aunts felt, and I definitely wanted to hear more of what Sierra felt. Like, I just felt like we didn't really get to explore her feelings in the story, and I felt her point of view was just as important as May's, because, well, yeah, her point of view was just as important as May's. Let me see. So yeah, I've already said I was annoyed by May and her poor communication skills. Like, like, she didn't want to talk to her fiance, like how she was feeling about like his family and like some of their microaggressions, and then like she didn't have an honest conversation with him about using up all of her honeymoon time, like planning this big barbecue that wasn't even really important. And I don't know, I feel like the author, she could have gone more deeper into, I guess, the themes of like being biracial and racial identity. And I think like she just scratched the surface. And I know what she was trying to say, because May's, like, her white family was like really just like horrendous, but, and she tried to make it, you know, just like, oh, well, people are complicated, and, you know, you can't, you know, divorce the good from the bad and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. I don't know. If somebody's treating you wrong, you may have to cut them off. You just might have to. Like, even if you had like some good times with them, like if they're making you feel bad now, or at least if they don't even want to understand like where you're coming from, you know, like when you're trying to tell them how they're making you feel, then I don't think you should have to put up with it. But I ended up giving the book a 4-star. Yeah, because at first I was definitely just like, oh my gosh, I've been set up. And you guys know who you are, who recommended that book. That's how I felt. Next book I'm going to talk about is The Bookshop Sisterhood by Michelle Lindo-Rice. And this is also a contemporary fiction book. And this is also a book filled with drama and like mess. And yeah, this one was way better. Way better. Let me read you the overview. After years of hard work, 4 best friends, Celeste, Yasmin, Tony, and Leslie, are finally opening the bookstore of their dreams. But before they can cut the ribbon, their worlds are upended. Tony receives devastating news before her wedding, while Celeste's struggling marriage threatens to collapse completely. Leslie learns a shocking family secret, and a lotto ticket changes Yasmin's life, but not for the better. So this book, yeah, I really like this. So this was sort of like Waiting to Exhale. This was good. Multiple points of view, lots of drama, like a really good story. Like, you know, like it was written like oh my gosh, I can't talk today. So it was written in like a easy style of writing. Like you could like read it. Like it wasn't like a lot of prose and just like a lot of writing. It was just like normal everyday talk. So you can get through it very easily. Some of it did drag a little bit, like in the beginning, maybe near the middle. Like it was just like, okay guys, like come on, hurry up, like get to some drama or some resolution. Like we're going over the same thing over and over. And just like some of the choices they were making just started to become annoying, because it's like, you know, this is stupid. Why are you doing this? Like, can we not do this? Like a lot, like some of the drama, it could have been avoided if they had just had better communication skills. I don't know why I'm being like so annoyed by that recently, but it's just like, oh my gosh, like just tell the person, just tell them this. Like, why are we hiding it? Like, you know, it's going to come back to bite you in the end. Like, this is something that you cannot keep a secret forever. So just tell them and get it over with. Everything was resolved. Like by the end of the book, everything was resolved with a nice, easy resolution. And it's okay, but that's kind of like not how life works. I don't know. Like, I was happy for them. I'm glad everything worked out. But, you know, it would have been nice, I guess, to see like some real life outcomes instead of like everything being tied up neatly in a bow. And I would have liked discussion questions for this story. Like, I think it definitely deserved some discussion. But like I said, it was good. It was like just the right amount of drama. Like, even though you're like, oh my gosh, why are you making this decision? Like, it was still like good. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. So I'm going to give this one 4 stars as well. And I definitely like this much better than Townsend family drama. So I'm not sure, but they're still both getting 4 stars. So I don't know what that means. That is the end of this video. Please let me know what you thought in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you at the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.